Okay, so you have $10,000 and you want to own a soft serve machine. Buy it used, drop it in a gas station, split the revenue, and let it run. On paper, this looks like the smallest, safest business you could possibly start. No lease, no employees, no storefront. Just a machine that makes a product people already want in a location that already has foot traffic. Here's the problem. That same simplicity is exactly what makes people underestimate how this business actually works. A commercial soft-serve machine does not sell ice cream. It sells refrigeration that never stops running. The product is just the byproduct. Understand that distinction, and everything else about this business makes sense. Let's start with what it actually costs to get in. A used commercial soft-serve machine runs $6,000 to $12,000, depending on brand, age, and condition. That's the number every ad shows you. What it doesn't show you is the cost of getting that machine operational. An electrical hookup rated for continuous commercial refrigeration draw, which in an older building can mean an electrician bill running into the hundreds of dollars before the machine even turns on, a water line if the model requires one, and in most jurisdictions, a health department inspection and permit before you're legally allowed to sell a single cone. Then there's the part nobody puts in the listing photo, the revenue split. You are not renting shelf space. You are entering a partnership with the host location, and that host typically takes 15 to 30% of gross sales off the top before your costs are even counted. On a machine doing $400 a week in sales, a 25% split means $100 goes to the store before you've paid for a single scoop of mix. Now the real math. Soft serve mix costs roughly 30 to 50 cents per serving in ingredients. At a $2.50 sale price, that's a gross margin north of 80% on the product itself. That number is what gets advertised. It's also almost meaningless on its own because it ignores the single largest cost driver in this entire business, the compressor. A commercial refrigeration compressor runs continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because soft serve mix has to stay at a precise temperature or it becomes a food safety hazard. When that compressor fails, and eventually it will, a repair can run $300 to $800, sometimes more depending on the model and how fast you can get a technician out. On a machine clearing $200 a week in actual profit after the revenue split and ingredient costs, one compressor failure can wipe out a month or more of earnings in a single afternoon. Here's a case study that shows exactly how this goes wrong. A small operator in the Midwest placed 3 soft-serve machines across 3 gas stations, financing the purchase with a small business loan rather than paying cash. 2 machines performed fine. The third, placed in a lower traffic location, saw a compressor failure in its first 90 days. The repair cost more than the machine had earned in profit up to that point. The host location, frustrated by a broken machine sitting unused for 2 weeks waiting on a part, canceled the placement agreement entirely. The operator was left holding a working machine with nowhere to put it, still making loan payments on all 3. That's not a hypothetical. That's the standard failure pattern in this business. Not fraud, not a bad product, just one mechanical failure meeting a location that has no patience for downtime. There's also a cost most first-time owners don't think about until it happens: health code compliance. Soft-serve machines require a specific daily and weekly cleaning cycle, using sanitizing solution run through every line the mix touches. Skip it even once, get an inspection on the wrong day, and you're not looking at a warning. You're looking at a closure, sometimes with a public notice posted on the machine itself. For an unattended revenue split machine, that reputational hit can end the relationship with the host location permanently. So how does this business actually work when it works? Volume and redundancy. A single machine is fragile. A route of 6, 8, 10 machines spreads the compressor risk across enough locations that one failure doesn't sink the operation. Multi-machine owners typically negotiate better revenue splits with hosts, since they're bringing proven equipment and a maintenance relationship instead of asking a store owner to gamble on a stranger's first machine. Some owners add a seasonal repositioning strategy, moving machines into indoor locations like malls or bowling alleys during colder months when outdoor gas station foot traffic drops. And this is why people still buy into it despite everything above. The entry cost is genuinely low compared to almost any other small business. $10,000 to $12,000 gets you into something that can be operating and generating revenue within weeks, not months. There's no lease to sign, no build-out, no staff to hire and manage. Compare that to a $50,000 to $200,000 franchise fee, and the appeal is obvious even with the real risks factored in. Picture two versions of this business side by side. In a good year, the host location stays reliable, the compressor holds, foot traffic stays steady, and that machine can clear $600 to $1,000 a month in real profit after the split, the mix costs, and routine maintenance. In a bad year, one compressor failure combined with one lost host location can erase most of that year's earnings, and finding a new placement can take weeks with the machine sitting idle the entire time, generating nothing while you're still out the money you spent to buy it. So, the next time you see a soft serve machine listing advertising 80% margins and passive income, remember what that number is actually measuring. It's the margin on a scoop of ice cream. It says nothing about the compressor, the host location, or the cleaning log. $10,000 doesn't buy you passive income. It buys you a very small, very literal cold chain that depends entirely on whether you're paying attention to it. The machine doesn't run itself. It just looks like it does, right up until the day it doesn't.